She could see that the young man was upset, and she wasn't sure whether she should try to speak to him or just let him be. It seemed obvious that he didn't want to be bothered at the moment, even though she didn't want to leave things as they were. She then decided that it was probably best to give him space and time to cool down. She decided to go into the other bedroom. When she entered the room, she closed the door behind her, and then she walked over to the bed and sat down. As she sat there, she thought to herself and wondered if the nightmare would come to an end and if her life would ever be normal. Then she thought about her brother and how much she missed him. She also remembered that she had called him before she had gotten caught by her worst nightmare. By that time, he was probably worried about her. The more she thought about it, the more she realized that she needed to contact him. She got up from where she was sitting, and she left the room to find a telephone, since there didn't seem to be one in the bedroom. She searched the entire place, but she didn't see a phone anywhere. The only place she didn't check was the room where the young man was. She wasn't sure whether it was a good idea to bother him, since he seemed to be upset, even though she wanted to contact her brother. She sighed nervously before she decided to see if there was a phone in the room. She made her way to the room. The door was open, so she looked inside. There was no phone in the room, and the young man was on the bed. He had fallen asleep. She was about to walk away, but then she glanced at the young man. She was hesitant for a moment, but then she decided to go into the room. When she approached the bed, she stood there for a moment as she kept her eyes on the young man. Suddenly, she felt butterflies in her stomach. She became nervous as she looked at him, and then she took a deep breath before she released it slowly. She was about to leave the room, but then she stopped herself. She gently touched the young man's face, and then she kissed him. Fearing that he would wake up, she left the room, and then she went back into the other bedroom and closed the door behind her. "I can't believe I did that," she thought to herself. She walked over to the bed and sat down. At that moment, she was afraid to leave the room, and she wasn't sure if she would be able to face the young man because of what she had done.